What matters to you? No, what really matters to you. If you were going to ask someone what the most valuable thing on Earth is, someone might say the International Space Station, or a fancy car, but I would honestly say that time is the most valuable thing in the world. I don't know about you, but this past year has been kind of a roller coaster. We are almost celebrating our 1 year. Do I dare say celebrating? We're almost acknowledging our 1 year anniversary of COVID. I've kind of felt like there's always a perpetual load. I'm gonna ask you to take a step back from the realm of reality and imagine that every day you wake up, you go out in your backyard and look at the roof, and an excavator just dumped a ton of dirt on your roof. Like, what's that for? Apparently the excavator operator is like mad at you or something. This, my friend, represents your workload. You have been given the responsibility to go out with a shovel and shovel all that dirt off your roof so it doesn't cave in your building, so you can live a happy life. But here's the deal. That excavator has a huge bucket and you have a tiny little shovel. It's like one of those garden shovels. No matter how hard you shovel, you can't keep up with the excavator dumping a load of dirt on your roof every day. Not with a tiny shovel. Right now, I honestly feel like I'm on the roof too much. I'm shoveling away the dirt that is my workload. All of the homework assignments I get just get dumped on my plate every week, and I feel like I don't have enough time to spend time in my house to build my simulator. And I realized that this is kind of with a lot of people right now. All of the schedules going crazy. It's hard to comprehend. You feel like you can never get ahead or get on top of it, because once you feel like you finally do, if you blink, another excavator comes and dumps dirt on your roof. This is a really weird analogy, I'm so sorry. Taking breaks. If I keep shoveling this dirt off my house, eventually I'm gonna get tired. And the more you shovel, the less energy you have to shovel. It's burnout. That's why I've decided I need to take it upon myself to take meaningful breaks. Breaks that restore my energy. Front loader goes to bed every night, and I can too. Relax a little. Everyone, take a deep breath. You're doing great. I do need to be careful though. If you take a break for too long, the dirt's gonna kinda cave in your house. That's not good. Shoveling air and scraping the roof. Another thing I've realized is that not all of the dirt I'm moving is helpful. A lot of the times I'm completely missing and just shoveling air. That is not very productive. Some of my shovels even hit the shingles and start to damage my roof. These can just be meaningless tasks that fragment my attention. Reddit, Twitter, stuff like that. Things that you know you're getting distracted on, but do it anyways. I have a lot of bad habits that I would really like to replace with good habits. And I'd encourage you to find any of your bad habits and start replacing them too. Every habit you make is an action, and it's an action multiplied times a bajillion. Some of my bad habits are a unfocused mind, so thinking about a bajillion things when you should just be doing math homework. And then junk food. If I don't watch what I eat what I watch. I also have a lot of Instagram guilt. Some of you might have this too, where you look at pictures of other people's highlights and you're like, why are my lowlights not like their highlight? It's really not very helpful. I also have a habit of staying on the computer too late, which affects my sleep. We'll talk about sleep later, because it's very important. I procrastinate my math homework and my videos. I do my videos very much like I do all my homework. I wait until the last minute and then cram all of my editing into a 2-hour block. Legit the latest it can possibly be every Tuesday. Heyo, it's Captain Bob the editor. Let's guess what time it is. 2013. 8:13. Yeah. Oops, I did it again. This one is really bad. Doing the easy things first instead of getting to what you know you have to do and dread doing. Basically, all of these habits are encircled in a lack of one word. intention. If I have a lot of intention and do things with discipline and accuracy and do what I intend to do, I think that I could do a lot better in terms of time management. Some of the habits I want to adopt are going to bed consistently, and again, more on this later, going on daily walks, smiling more, and then not procrastinating my videos, which... yeah, it is Friday, the video's due Tuesday, so I should probably start editing right after I film this. Space assignments. Oh, I also want to start spacing assignments out so that I have a little task, and a little task instead of a huge task. You can't eat an elephant in one bite, but I think it's a little weird that you're trying. I would prefer pizza. So yeah, just make sure I'm taking little bites of pizza instead of trying to cram the whole box in my face. Cardboard and all. Another habit I want to adopt is the hour of power. Just an hour at the end of my day where I go to inbox 0, catch up on all of my messages and any communication that would distract me earlier in the day, and then also clean up my workspace and make sure, basically reset the day. This all sounds fantastic. Oh, I'm just gonna change it in a few hours and be better forever. But none of this will happen in a snap. This will all happen over time with consistent but small changes. It reminds me of the quote about dripping water eroding even the toughest stone. If this effect were immediate, you sure as heck better dry your hair after getting out of the shower, because otherwise your home improvement bill will be through the roof. Actually, it'll be through the floor. Relating to the crazy excavator analogy, sometimes you need to take a break to sharpen your shovel. Pause to improve. It's okay to take a few hours to glue your shovels back together, or even save up for better shovels. Sharpen the saw. That's what Abraham Lincoln says, I think. Intention. I want to be the most intentional person I can. I want to join the clubs that matter and not be stuck doing things that I really don't care about. I want to do things that matter to me and make me a better individual and hopefully a better comedian. I also want to be more intentional in the foods that I eat. I want to eat more vegetables and eat less sugar. Vegetables aren't fun to eat and sugar is fun to eat, so I should just do the boring thing. That's usually the thing that brings the best results. I want to give more of my effort to the simulator community, and I'll do that by taking away that stupid time, those shovelfuls of air, and start investing it in the channel and in the flight sim community. Broken shovels. I honestly think I can do almost everything a lot faster if I get a good night's sleep. If I'm not working on enough sleep, I honestly feel like I'm shoveling with a broken shovel. It's hard to get through the day, and by the end you're like... I even notice that when I'm tired, I make a lot more typos in writing. As they sang in Bohemian Rhapsody, nothing really matters. Nothing except sleep. Nothing really matters but sleep. I need to get enough sleep. Not because doctors say so, but because I say so. I feel so much better on a full 8 hours of sleep than I do on 6 or 5.5. You can really tell the difference in my energy and my focus, concentration, and just well-being. Historically, I've been getting 6.5 hours on average, which I would like to boost to at least 7. One way I'm trying to mitigate this is to try a new schedule. I took all of my data from my Fitbit and then put it into a spreadsheet and found my average wake-up and bedtime. I found this about 10 o'clock go to bed and 6 o'clock wake up. This was all what my body naturally likes to do, so I think it's a little foolish to go against what my body wants to do in terms of routines. So instead of getting up at 4:30 and going to bed at 8, now I wake up at 6 and go to bed at 10. Through this, I found it's a lot easier to fall asleep, and I feel like I have a little bit more energy during the day. This is different for everyone, so just find a routine that works for you and stick to it. I think consistency is key right here because of your circadian rhythm. Focus. Concentrate. speed. I am speed. One loser. Sorry. Focus. Focus, I think, is very important. If you're doing things that don't need to be done, you're doing nothing. You're shoveling air. One method I've been focusing is actually time blocking. Instead of having a bunch of overlapping tasks and events, I want to have 2 blocks. A block for homework and then a block for kind of everything else, and these blocks split into little blocks. So instead of kind of meshing together, they're separate and I can really focus on one thing and then focus on the next. I don't want to be task switching and multitasking because that makes my brain sad. Another thing I can do is I can go up to the excavator operator, knock on the door and say, "Excuse me, sir, I would like less dirt." You can take measures to get rid of things that don't matter to you. Some ways I've done this are reducing live streams to every other week, so I don't have to set up as much for live streams. And the interesting thing with this is that I found if I'm not super stressing about things, that I do a lot better work and it works a lot better. I also want to value the small. Right now I'm actually just gonna check Instagram. Let's see how long this takes. I have no clue. Okay, I'm back. How long did it take? I don't think it took that long. Honestly, the recording is at 1 minute, so it took less than a minute. But now I'm thinking about the new follower I got. Even just less than a minute took up so much of my attention. It's honestly harder to record now because my mind before was all clear and calm, collected, but now I'm thinking about just Instagram nonsense. So that is why I want to start valuing the small. I can live with that, doing it like once in the evening and just getting it all done in the evening, but I can't deal with having that every half hour because I find it takes about half an hour to get completely undistracted, and if I have a half-hour distraction every half hour, I'm gonna be distracted forever. So I really want to isolate distractions like that just to the end of the day. I also want to know what 10 minutes looks like. 10 minutes actually sped up looks like this. I'm setting a 10-minute timer. Let's start this. I'm going to do nothing during these 10 minutes. Yes! Not gonna do that again. This 10 minutes right here feels like an eternity. But watching a 10-minute video on YouTube about Troom and Silly Putty is so much easier. Why is it so much easier to be distracted than to be intentional? Well, I actually don't know that answer. I want to make sure that every 10 minutes is used the best it can be. This 10-minute experiment I don't feel bad about doing. In fact, I would actually encourage you to follow along with the video, I'll link in the description below, for 10 minutes of silence, just to see if you can handle the boredom. I could. Well, it's also called meditation, but I think the 10-minute challenge sounds funnier. Another thing I can do is soak up time management techniques. Focusing better, doing email better, using keyboard shortcuts, stuff like that that saves time. And another one of these things I did was actually take a time schedule of all of my hours of every day, and I saw a lot through this. So that really opened my eyes to show me how much time I'm actually wasting, and also what my time is used on. Something else I want to do is eliminate waste as much as I can. I want to make sure everything I'm doing provides value of some sort and isn't just kind of blindly moving around doing things that don't matter. One super small instance of this is that I actually have my key lights onto a switch right here. And in the future I think I would have all of my lights on a switch, but with live streams I can turn on all of my light switches with just one switch of a button. I I also want to make sure I'm not cluttering my life with excess things, so I want to kind of try minimalism just a little bit, get rid of the things that don't spark me joy. And the main reason for this is that every item you have is something that you have to take care of. And I don't like to care. It's kind of a lazy strategy if you ask me. And I also want to say no more to the things that don't matter. Say no to stupid things. Things that make me sad. So through the past 6 months, I've been doing a lot of optimizations just to make sure that I use my time the most effectively I can. I've installed apps like BlockSite and DF YouTube, distraction-free YouTube, that blocks your feed. I've been trying to focus more diligently, just little things that matter. When you use these focus tips, and other people's focus tips too, I'm not the sole proprietor of focus tips, you can really start to free up a lot of free time. And this has allowed me to do a lot of more things that I enjoy doing, like video editing, without feeling as slammed. I hope that you can apply these topics to your life, and I also hope that you like, subscribe, and share, because this is still YouTube, remember that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good one.